My name is Vincent. I was born in 2025, I'm 30 years old, and I've just come back from the year 2055 for one reason: to stop you from wasting the most powerful financial years of your life. In the future, I watched thousands of people hit a key milestone in their accounts and then quietly sabotage it, simply because nobody ever explained what really happens at that level. In this video, I'm going to show you why around $200,000 is not just a number, it's an inflection point. You'll see how the math flips, how your identity has to change, and what decisions either turn that balance into millions or keep you stuck, anxious and confused about why your hard work doesn't translate into true freedom. I'm putting a lot of work into bringing you clear, no-nonsense content about money and freedom. If this is useful for you, hit the like button and subscribe right now. That's how you tell the algorithm you want more of this and not more distractions. 1. The first shock: $200,000 and still not safe. There's a strange feeling that hits the first time you see around $200,000 in your account. It isn't fireworks. It's disbelief mixed with a quiet fear. On one hand, it's more money than you ever thought you'd see at once. On the other, your brain does the retirement math and realizes you're still nowhere near done. You start asking if this is as far as discipline and grinding can take you. I've seen that exact moment play out thousands of times by 2055. People think they've reached a plateau. I guess I just keep doing this forever. But that's the wrong lesson. The truth is that $200,000 is not the end of a hard chapter, it's the doorway into a completely different game if you recognize it and play it right. 2. The inflection point: when math flips in your favor. Most people assume the path from $200,000 to $1 million is just more of the same: keep saving, keep cutting, keep grinding. But that's not how compounding works. Somewhere around $200,000, the math quietly flips. Your money can start earning as much as, or more than, what you're adding from your salary. Imagine you earn $80,000 a year and manage to save 20%, that's $16,000 saved annually. Respect. But $200,000 invested at an 8% average return also generates about $16,000 per year. Without you lifting a finger. Your capital is now working at the same pace you are. That's the inflection point. From here on, the main engine of your wealth is not your effort, it's the performance and protection of that growing pile. 3. From scraper to architect, your identity has to upgrade. To reach $200,000, you probably spent a decade scraping, saying no to upgrades, fighting lifestyle creep, battling every bill. You internalize the belief that wealth is always this hard, always this linear. So you keep acting like a beginner who's building from zero. That's a mistake. At this level, your role must change. You're no longer just a saver, you've become a capital allocator. Your main job shifts from how much can I squeeze out of my paycheck, to how can I design a system where my money compounds safely and efficiently. In 2055, the people who multiplied $200,000 into millions all shared this trait: they treated their portfolio like a machine they were responsible for tuning, not a pile they occasionally raided to feel rewarded. 4. The real cost of breaking the compounding curve. Once you have around $200,000 invested, the biggest threat isn't that you'll stop saving. It's that you'll interrupt compounding. A scary market drop, a once-in-a-lifetime purchase, a flashy opportunity you barely understand, each of these can rip holes in your curve. Imagine your $200,000 falls 25% in a crash. You see $150,000 and panic. You sell to protect what's left, move to cash, and wait to feel safe. But the market rebounds faster than your emotions, and when you finally re-enter, prices are back up. You locked in losses and missed the recovery. That single emotional decision just set you back years. At $20,000, that error hurts. At $200,000, it can quietly erase hundreds of thousands in future net worth. Same behavior, much bigger penalty. 5. Leverage shifts, from paycheck chasing to return chasing. At lower levels, the biggest lever is your income. A $10,000 raise when you've saved $20,000 is huge. It changes your whole trajectory. But once you're sitting on $200,000 of invested capital, the math reorders your priorities. A 5% better annual return on that portfolio is also $10,000 per year without changing jobs, impressing a boss, or working extra hours. That's why in the future, people who broke through turned their attention away from constant career desperation and towards smarter allocation, lower fees, broader diversification, tax efficiency, staying invested. Salary still matters, but portfolio decisions start carrying more weight than yet another small pay bump. Your focus must follow where the leverage really lies. 6. The lifestyle trap. Why you deserve it is so expensive. Here's where most people sabotage themselves. After a decade of restraint, finally seeing $200,000 feels like permission. I earned a nicer car. I deserve the bigger place. I can finally relax. So they pull $30,000 here, $40,000 there. On paper it seems fine. In reality, every dollar removed at this stage is a dollar that won't become 4 or 5 later. That $40,000 car paid in cash isn't a $40,000 decision, it's potentially a $150,000 to $200,000 decision when you factor in 15 to 20 years of compounding. The multi-million retirees I saw in 2055 weren't joyless. They just understood this trade. They delayed the big flexes until their money machine was truly self-sustaining. They treated $200,000 not as a finish line, but as the starting gun. 7. Power, options, and staying boring. Protected, $200,000 does something subtle but huge, it gives you options. You're not retired, but you're no longer desperate. You can walk away from a toxic job without free-falling. You can take a calculated career risk. You negotiate differently because you know a bad month won't sink you. That quiet confidence shows up in every conversation. Hiring managers feel it, clients sense it. Ironically, that stability often leads to even better opportunities. But this only works if the money is still compounding in the background. The moment you drain it to fund lifestyle creep or chase a hot tip, you're back to living on the edge. The people who turned $200,000 into real wealth weren't thrill seekers. They stayed boringly consistent while everyone else tried to outsmart the math. 8. Seeing the real price tag behind every big purchase. From this milestone on, you must learn to see 2 price tags, the one on the item, and the one on your future. A $60,000 boat doesn't really cost $60,000. It costs what $60,000 could grow into if left compounding easily $250,000 or $300,000 over a couple of decades. Sometimes the trade-off is worth it. Memories, experiences, family moments can be priceless. But the key difference in people who won by 2055 is that they made those choices consciously. They ran the numbers. They understood opportunity cost. Average people looked only at the monthly payment, or at how everyone else was living. Builders looked at what their capital could become, and only broke the curve when a decision was genuinely worth that invisible bill. If you're around that $200,000 mark, you're standing at the most important financial crossroads of your life. In 2055, I've met versions of you who turned it into multi-million portfolios and versions who quietly slid backwards because they treated it like a toy, not a seed. Wealth isn't built by working yourself into the ground forever. It's built by letting compounding run, uninterrupted, for as long as possible, while you keep adding fuel. Your job now is simple, not easy: protect the curve, keep contributing, resist unnecessary upgrades, and stop trying to outsmart the math. 20 years from now, your future self will look at their balance and trace it back to this moment, the day you decided that $200,000 wasn't the peak, but the point where everything finally started working for you.